Hey guys, Michael Edward here with True Trading Group. Nice day today. I'm really happy with how kind of things unfolded today because I was able to keep my streak alive. I have not had two consecutive red days for about a month now, um, and I had a crap day yesterday. Just nothing that I went after yesterday um, seemed to work out for me. It was 0 for 3 yesterday, so I really just wanted to come in today and say, I just want to make sure that I lock in a green day, book a profit, and keep my streak alive. So I talked about everyone. I talked to everyone pre-market and said, guys, my game plan for today is to really just keep it tight, stay extra disciplined, stay patient, only go after very high percentage trade setups. And I said I'm going to be scaling back my position size today. And that's what this video is all about. If you guys find yourselves you're just in a funk, maybe you can't seem to get anything going, maybe you just took a big loss on a trade or maybe on a week, scale back your position size. Take a smaller position than you normally would until you get back on track. This will do two things. First, it'll save you guys money while you're just in a funk. Okay, maybe you're just not seeing things properly, or maybe there's something could be off in your execution, and it'll save you money as you work through whatever issue it could be. But most importantly, it's going to help you trade with a clear head. Because after a big loss, or maybe if you're in a funk and you're going through a losing streak, it's very, very hard to control your emotions. And you guys, I say it all the time, trading is 80% mental. Okay, everyone sees the same stock chart. Successful traders don't have some special technical indicator that other people don't. Okay, there's no special news wire where we get certain news before other people. Everyone sees the same chart. Okay, that's why 80% of trading is mental. And by taking smaller position size, it will help you trade with a clear head and help you remove the emotions because you're not going to be pressing yourself. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that traders make, is feeling like they have to make back everything that they just lost in one trade or in one day. And I promise you guys that will be the death of you as a trader. Okay? Trading is hard enough as it is. There's enough pressure to find good setups and execute profitable trades. Do not add to that pressure by feeling like you need to make back what you just lost all in one trade or all in one day. Okay? Scale your position size back. Stay disciplined. Okay? Stick to your stop losses. Go after high percentage trade setups. And using that smaller size will help you trade with a clear head and remove the emotions from the equation. Do not, I repeat, do not scale up your position size. This is probably the greatest mistake that you can make as a trader, is scaling up your position size after you just took a big loss or after you're in a funk. And why would you scale your position size up? Because you feel like you need to make everything back that you just lost in one trade. This is the single biggest mistake that you can make. The time to increase your position size, guys, is when you're on fire. It's when every single trade that you are going after is breaking out, giving you continuation, and you're crushing it. That's when you scale your position size up because you're in the zone. Everything you're seeing, you're right. That's when you scale your size up, and that's when you press, and that's when you go after it. Not when you're losing. Okay, you're obviously not seeing things correctly. Okay, if you're in a funk, and if you just took a big loss, your mindset is not right. Okay, it takes time to kind of bury that feeling of just taking a big hit. Okay, and if you increase your position size to a level where greater than where you are comfortable, it's going to make the tug of war that's going on in your head that much more intense, and you're going to have a much harder time executing a trade emotionless, which is how you should be trading, by taking that bigger position size. It's the single greatest mistake that you can make as a trader. Okay, so please don't do it. Today, I was able to book a nice solid green day and made two trades. My first trade was a loser, actually, guys. Okay, but because I took such a smaller position size and I was only in a tier 1, it was a very, very small loss. Okay, the dollar amount was minimal. And that allowed me to stay focused throughout the day. And that allowed me to stay disciplined and continue to look for another setup where I can go after it and I can try to book that green day. And I did that in MBII, with a 13% gain to keep my streak alive now going on a month without having consecutive red days. I'll walk you through the trade setup on this MBII. Okay, so first, the stock just rallies right up in the morning on some nice little volume. This is a very thinly traded stock, by the way, guys, but this was a very high volume day for this stock, and that's why it kind of got my attention. Okay, then you can see right around 12:30, the stock breaks out, makes a new high on what? An increase in volume. Okay, so now we can take a line, we can draw it across that previous morning high. Okay, now because the stock is so thinly traded, that's why this pattern is not as clean. As you can see how it tailed through up here, and then how, you know, where the stock found support was slightly below this line. It wasn't exact because there was just a lot less volume and the stock was traded a lot more thin. So it's going to have a little bit more volatility. It's going to move around a little bit more. But you can see after the stock broke this high, okay, on an increase in volume, you can see very clearly it started to hold support in that same area, okay? We then take a little downtrend resistance line as the stock makes lower highs bouncing off that support level. And right here, guys, around 2 p.m., when the stock broke out of this downtrend resistance line, I got long at $1.08 right here, okay? I said, guys, we're going to look for some volume to start to come into this stock. All right, so maybe we can sink our teeth into the trade because it was very thinly traded. And sure enough, right before 3:30, right in power hour, which is exactly the time you want to see stocks start to get an increase in volume, the stock broke out to a new high on a very strong increase in volume for the stock and continued and pushed higher. Okay, ended up taking profits right here at $1.17 for 8% gain, and then my bulk of my position I dropped at $1.22 for a 13% gain. Okay, and this trade well more than made up for my first trade in the morning, which was a losing trade. Okay, but it was because I scaled back my position size that first trade was a very insignificant loss, that it allowed me to keep a clear head and still go through the rest of the trading day and find a good setup and be patient and really stay focused to book another green day and to lock in a 13% profit in this MBII to keep my streak alive. I cannot be any happier with the way this day unfolded. Okay, I'm happy that I was able to do exactly what my goal was today. And it's really about because I was able to really trade emotionless today. And I was able to do that by scaling back my position size. I do it, guys, whenever I'm in a funk or if I take a big loss, I scale my position size back. It lets me trade with a clear head. If you guys have not tried that yet, I highly suggest it until you guys get back on track. And then once you get back on track and that you get that confidence level back and you start to see things a little more clearly, you can then scale back up your position size to your normal size and then continue on trading. Okay? It's a mental game, guys. All right? So don't be your own worst enemy by messing with your head. It's hard enough as it is. All right? I'll see you guys tomorrow.